All right, welcome back to the channel. So, been waiting a couple of days to do this one. Floyd Mayweather Sr. says that Deontay Wilder is trash and not worth training. I find that mighty funny coming from Floyd Mayweather Sr. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So, Floyd Mayweather Sr., trainer of Floyd Mayweather Jr., trainer of Oscar De La Hoya, and that's about it as far as the top level fighters that he's trained. But clearly, he's trained two of the best fighters of, man, it was Oscar in his prime in the 2000s. Yeah, I guess he was in the early 2000s. So definitely two of the best fighters in the early 2000s. So he says that he would not, though, train Deontay Wilder because there's nothing he could do with him. He's trash. Now, before I get into that, thank you to everybody that is tuning into the channel. Thank you to everybody that supports on the Patreon. We've got some more stuff up over there. You should definitely check out. If you're a Patreon, if you're a patron, please make sure that you go check it out over there and leave your comment, man. That is really important. That type of interactive stuff is very it's very valuable for the channel. It's very valuable for me. I really appreciate when you guys comment on the Patreon. Also, thank you to everybody that supports in the live streams that we do Monday through Friday and OG Boxing Talk on Sunday, and the people that support through the super chats and the donations. You guys really do make the channel go around. Thank you very, very much. So let's get back on to Floyd Mayweather Sr. and what he has to say about Deontay Wilder, because I take that absolutely positively with a grain of salt. Like, this is a case of just somebody who is very verbose, who is very demonstrative when they speak, being just going over the hill about it. Because if you just look at it, just on his face, what he says sounds ridiculous. Sounds ridiculous. So, Deontay Wilder's not worth training. What does that say about you? If you can look at a guy if you believe that he means what he says, you can look at a guy who has over 43 fights, 40 or 41 of those being knockouts, a 5-year title reign and 10 successful defensive of a major championship belt, and knocked out, like I said, knocked out over 40 guys, knocked out Luis Ortiz twice. If you can't train him, that says something more about you, because clearly there is an immense amount of talent there. There's an immense amount of skill there, and there is an ability to win fights. Now, what kind of trainer would say that there's nothing he can do with that? If you say that Deontay Wilder is the third best heavyweight in the world, even if you put him at 3, which I don't, but if you put him at 3, that means there's only 2 other heavyweights in the world as good as him. But yet he's not worth Floyd Mayweather Sr. training him. There's nothing you could do with that. There's nothing, Floyd. What exactly would your goal be, Floyd, if you trained him? Would it be to win a world championship? Well, if it's to win a world championship, it would seem like that would be your guy, a guy that has already won the championship, right? Now, there's plenty other examples of trainers taking on fighters that had lost in a bad fashion, turning those guys around and bringing their careers back. Like, one guy that stands out for me is Buddy McGirt. The same Buddy McGirt that said, if Deontay Wilder fought with me, if I trained him, there would be, just with a couple changes, there would be no heavyweights in the world that could beat him. That's what Buddy McGirt said. Now, Buddy McGirt is somebody that trained Arturo Gatti when Arturo Gatti was looking like crap, brought Arturo Gatti back, got him to the point where he was showing some different things in the ring and looked like a completely new fighter. There was also with him what he did with Sergey Kovalev after Sergey Kovalev got beaten by what's his face? Ileander Alvarez. Yeah, I think you pronounced it Ileander Alvarez, but the guy that knocked out Sergey Kovalev when Sergey Kovalev was with his Russian trainer after leaving John Dave Jackson, he then went to go get Buddy McGirt, and Buddy McGirt got him to the situation where he, even though he was still at that point in time a washed up fighter, you can't suck the alcohol out of his system. You know what I mean? You can't take that beating that he got from Andre Ward away. But yet still, Buddy McGirt as a trainer found a way to improve on Sergey Kovalev. So if Buddy McGirt can say, yeah, I could train Deontay Wilder, and if I trained Deontay Wilder and I showed him just a few things that he needed to work on, nobody would be able to beat him. You take that to Floyd Mayweather Sr. that says he's trash and there's nothing that I can do about him. That's an indictment on Floyd Mayweather Jr. Sr. If Floyd Mayweather Jr. says if Floyd Mayweather Sr. says that there is nothing that he can do with a fighter that has performed at that level, that tells you that Floyd Mayweather Jr., and if he really believes it, that tells you that Floyd Mayweather Sr. thinks he's a piece of shit trainer. Period. There's no other way around that. Now, as far as Floyd Mayweather Sr., the trainer what the difference could be between him and maybe a Buddy McGirt is that Buddy McGirt was a better fighter than Floyd Mayweather Sr. was. He's a better fighter. He might actually know more about the sport of boxing than Floyd Mayweather Sr. does. And now if you retort and say, well, Floyd Mayweather Sr., Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the most successful fighter ever. He's this great fighter. All right. Really, Floyd Mayweather Jr. had two trainers through his career, not just one. He had two. His father was his early trainer who taught him the fundamentals of boxing, got him into the ring, gave him a work ethic, a discipline, and a love for the sport. But once he became a pro, it's his father. It's his uncle, who, by the way, was a better fighter than his brother. We got all these Mayweathers in the conversation now. Roger Mayweather was a world champion and is a better fighter, more successful fighter, and has actual championship fight experience where he won the championship fights where Floyd Mayweather Jr. doesn't. So, hey, man, or Floyd Mayweather Sr. does it. So, hey, man, I could say, really, of the two guys that Floyd Mayweather Jr. Sr. is best known for training, he didn't develop either one of them alone. Didn't develop Floyd Mayweather Jr. alone, though he did majority of the work, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. definitely gives him credit for that. So you can't take that away from him. It is his offspring. And Oscar De La Hoya, who Floyd Mayweather Sr. took over for well into his career, way after he was an Olympic gold medalist, way after he started winning championships at 130 and 135 pounds. I don't think he got there until he was at 140. And Oscar De La Hoya wanted to learn some of the things that he saw that Floyd Mayweather Sr. taught to Floyd Mayweather Jr. Now, I'm not saying that Floyd Mayweather Sr. is not a good trainer. Do not get me wrong. That is not what I believe. I absolutely positively know that he's a world-class trainer. Know he's an excellent trainer. But I just wanted to illustrate that in this particular instance, he's just talking out the side of his neck. He's just doing one of those things where he's just referring to people, just going over the top of it for the sake of going over the top of it, right? Like we'll talk about guys in the gym and how he's, at 65 years old, he can still beat them and all of that type of stuff. Nah, man, you can't still beat those dudes. But I do respect your game. You will give a 55-year-old man a good run for his money, and maybe some 40-year-olds that don't know how to fight, right? But at that age, man, you pretty much sitting down and you're talking the game to talk the game. So, like, I'm not taking very much from Floyd Mayweather Sr. saying that. I don't believe that Floyd Mayweather Sr. believes it himself. And if he does believe it, then that really is just an indictment on him as a trainer. Because there's be a whole bunch of other trainers that would say, "Oh yeah, give him to me." Kind of like Eddie Reynoso. Eddie Reynoso took Andy Ruiz from Manny Robles, who I can't remember who he was with before that, but obviously Eddie Reynoso believes that there's something that he can work on with Andy Ruiz. And if you can work on Andy Ruiz, why can't you work on Deontay Wilder? Look, man, Deontay Wilder, just the kicking of Deontay Wilder when he's down is just way over the top. And, Floyd Mayweather Sr. can participate in it if he wants, but I don't believe he believes the words coming out of his mouth. But that's my take on it. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.